Yo, what is up, Clashers, and welcome back to another guide video in F1 Clash. It has been requested quite a lot to post out the new setups for the current rotation, which goes through the 6th of November all the way to the 20th of November. So let's go forward and start off with our Series 10 car setup. Let's have a look at what tracks there are. We got Spielberg in Austria going for speed and defending. We have Shanghai, China, overtake and speed. We have Las Vegas with restart and speed. And finally, Jeddah with tire management and speed. So looking at your drivers, we automatically know that you're going to select your best drivers currently that you have. But for your car setup, it's pretty obvious that Series 10 goes towards speed. So let's go ahead and check out this car setup that we have here provided. These assets, or every component that you see here, are from Series 10 and below. And they all go for that speed because that's what we're looking for in Series 10. So for your assets, we have the Stormbringer as your brakes. Over to your gearbox, the Surge. For your rear wing, we have Aeroblade. Turbojet as your front wing. Hustle as your suspension. And Mach 3 as your engine. Now, if you have any assets from Series 11 or 12, for example, let's give you an example, Cyclone. If you have Cyclone, obviously you're going to be using this one for your Series 10 duels. So if you have anything from Series 11 and 12 for your Series 10 duels, go ahead and use it and pump up those stats. Right, over to Series 11. This one is the most difficult one for everyone because it is specified or specifically for your drivers. So you want your best overtake drivers because every single track here is associated to overtaking. We got Sao Paulo, Brazil with overtake and power unit. Montreal, Canada with overtaking and cornering. Bahrain with overtaking and power unit. And finally, Baku with overtaking and speed. So you will be using your best to overtaking drivers in the situation, and your car setup would look like something like this. Now, this is because I have it all around balanced setups, but if you can use a little bit more power units, go towards a little bit more power units because there is 2 tracks out there with power units. But let's see what we have been using. We got the Behemoth for your brakes, for your gearbox for Quantum, Cyclone as your rear wing, your front wing will be the Beast, the Arc as your suspension, and Mach 3 as your engine. Now, like I said before, if you want to use some Series 12 assets, if you have, you can pump up that power unit using the reactor as your suspension or the powerhouse as your engine, and then give or take start using and try and balance the rest out if you want to add more power unit towards it. Now for Series 10, one of the easiest for me at the moment because it is all about cornering. So we got Monaco defending and cornering, Zandvoort with overtaking and cornering, Singapore with race start and cornering, and finally Barcelona with tire management and cornering. Currently, as my drivers, I'm always using the 10% boosters drivers, which currently is Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen. And your car will look like something like this. But we're going to talk about the rear wing in just a second. So a full maxed out cornering setup with the Behemoth as your brakes. You got the Gyro as your gearbox, the Valkyrie as your rear wing, and we're going to touch upon this in 1 second. Nemesis as your front wing. We got the Arc as a suspension, and finally the Juggernaut as your engine. Now, your rear wing, the Valkyrie, you can replace it with the Cyclone. It does give you a little bit more qualifying a good amount of speed, and you drop a little bit of cornering, but it does help you if you're lacking out in a lot of qualifying. So circuits like Monaco, it does work a little bit well, but you will be suffering at the end of the laps because it's not a full cornering setup. So that is all of your Series 10, 11 and 12 car setups. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to support the channel. We need a lot of motivation right now on F1 Clash. There has been a leak in the loading screen, and if you think you know what that leak is, please let me know down in the comment section.